And to get more on that, we're joined by Mark Glenn. He's a political commentator joining us from Idaho. Thank you very much, Mark, for joining us here on Press TV. So two deadly incidents that have happened in the past week. There was the incident in Beirut, twin bomb blasts, and a lot of people killed, 43 people killed. And then we have what happened yesterday in France, another horrific attack. And let's just compare how the media has been covering, the mainstream media has been covering these stories. We didn't get as much attention when it came to what happened in Beirut, whilst we know that ISIS perpetrated both of these attacks.
Yes, well, nothing surprising about this. I mean, after all, what took place in Beirut just a few days ago is what has been taking place on a daily basis in Syria now for 5 years. And it doesn't get anywhere near the amount of coverage. And of course, this is not to denigrate the suffering that is taking place amongst the people in Paris. But, you know, if we're going to be honest in the mathematics of this, obviously the Paris massacre has received more attention in 5 minutes' time than the bomb blasts in Beirut are going to get in 5 years' time. So there is this double standard that obviously elevates the suffering of white Western Christians, especially at the hands of Islamic terrorists, over innocent people in the Middle East who are suffering the same fate and have been now, not just for a few days or weeks or months, but rather for years.
Well, we were seeing a lot of advances made by Hezbollah in Syria when it comes to its battle against ISIS. And we already know that many are actually calling these attacks by ISIS within Lebanon desperate acts by ISIL to kind of confine Hezbollah and not make it advance into Syria. How would you see events there?
I find this very interesting that ISIL, ISIS, whatever group is going to claim credit for this. Why didn't they ride all of their caravan south and attack Israel? Why are they killing fellow Muslims, innocent men, women, and children, when they can go and engage the IDF, which is a terrorist entity, which is sitting there as a cancer in the heart of the Islamic and Christian Middle East now for half a century? Why go into Beirut and kill fellow Muslims when they can go south and engage the IDF? I think that this is a very damning and telling thing in and of itself. There have been no attacks by ISIL or ISIS against Israel. And of course, the reason for that is because they certainly don't want to bite the hand that feeds them. If they were to attack Israel, then they would find themselves being cut off from their supply of weapons and money and material and logistics and everything else.
Oh, so Mark, we're running out of time. I have to cut you off. I'm sorry for that. Mark Glenn, political commentator, joining us from Idaho.